Have you ever stopped to think that solitude, often feared by many, might be the key to unlocking extraordinary abilities? We're not talking about isolation or abandonment, but rather that sacred moment when you connect with your essence. Conscious solitude is a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal transformation. In modern society, spending time alone has become a rare luxury. We are constantly surrounded by notifications, external expectations, and the relentless noise of the world. Yet, true magic happens when you allow yourself to disconnect from all of this and turn inward. It is in this silent space that incredible gifts begin to reveal themselves. Clarity, intuition, manifestation, emotional resilience, and self-mastery are the superpowers waiting for those who dare to face the silence. These gifts are not fiction, they are real tools that transform lives when recognized and nurtured. This script is an invitation to explore these powers and discover how solitude can become your greatest ally. Are you willing to face the silence, confront your fears, and discover the strength that has always been within you? Because what you will find may change your life forever. The first superpower, clarity. Clarity is like a beacon that lights up chaos. Without it, our decisions are confusing, and our lives feel like a maze. However, clarity doesn't emerge spontaneously, it is achieved when we choose to silence the noise around us and allow ourselves to look inward. We live in an era dominated by distractions. Social media, the opinions of others, and even our own incessant worries create constant cacophony. We are so busy absorbing the external world that we rarely have time to hear our own voice. This is where solitude becomes a revolutionary practice. When you retreat to a silent space, something magical happens, your mind slows down. The relentless flow of thoughts, once seemingly impossible to contain, begins to organize itself. Studies show that silence stimulates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain associated with decision-making and creativity. This explains why moments of introspection often lead to brilliant ideas or innovative solutions. Clarity goes beyond understanding what to do. It means seeing the world and yourself through a cleaner lens. You begin to distinguish what is truly important from what is secondary, identifying what brings you closer to or further from your goals. But achieving clarity is not easy. Silence can feel uncomfortable at first. When you are alone, free from distractions, all the thoughts and emotions you used to ignore rise to the surface. This is the moment when many give up, preferring to return to the familiar noise of the external world. However, those who persevere discover something extraordinary. They learn that clarity does not lie in the absence of thoughts but in the acceptance of them. The simple act of observing your emotions and ideas without judgment creates a space for deep understanding. This skill can transform your life. Imagine facing a problem and, instead of being overwhelmed by anxiety, feeling confident because you can see clearly. That's how clarity works. It gives you the power to act with intention rather than reacting impulsively. If you're enjoying this video, leave a like. It helps us bring more transformative content like this. The second superpower, intuition. Intuition is like an internal compass, always present but often ignored. In a world that values logic and reason so highly, this silent wisdom is underestimated. Yet it is one of the most powerful abilities we can develop, especially when we embrace solitude. We've all had moments when we felt a gut feeling. It might be a sudden certainty about a decision or a sense that something is about to happen. These moments are not coincidences, they are the manifestation of our intuition. But why, then, is it so hard to access? The problem lies in the overwhelming noise around us. We live in a world saturated with information, unsolicited advice, and external expectations. This noise drowns out the voice of intuition, making it almost imperceptible. Solitude, however, provides the space for it to emerge. When you choose to be alone, you create an environment where intuition can flourish. Silence allows you to hear that inner voice that has always been there but was easily ignored amid daily distractions. Neuroscience studies show that silent time stimulates the brain to process information more deeply, connecting patterns and generating insights that can seem almost magical. The practice of solitude teaches you to trust your intuition. At first, it may seem challenging to believe in something that cannot be rationally proven. But the more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle that needs exercise to grow more powerful. Intuition is also a practical tool for navigating life's uncertainties. Imagine standing before an important choice. Instead of getting lost in endless analysis, you feel a sudden clarity about which path to take. This confidence doesn't come from calculations but from a deep connection with your essence. Great spiritual leaders and visionaries have always recognized the power of intuition. They understood that it is not just an individual skill but a way to connect with something greater. This is why so many spiritual masters practice meditation and solitude, to hear the voice from within, and perhaps from the universe itself. However, trusting intuition requires courage. It doesn't always offer comfortable answers or align with what others expect. Sometimes, following intuition means going against the grain or making decisions that seem illogical at first glance. But for those who dare to trust it, the rewards can be extraordinary. So, how can you start listening to your intuition? The first step is to create space for silence. Set aside moments in your day to be with yourself, away from distractions. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and just listen. At first, it might seem like nothing is happening. But gradually, you'll begin to feel a sense of guidance, as if an internal compass is pointing the way. Remember, intuition is not something you develop overnight. It is cultivated with patience and practice. But once you learn to hear it and trust it, your life changes profoundly. The real question you should ask yourself is this: are you ready to silence the world and hear the voice of your intuition? Know that it is waiting to guide you to something much greater. The time has come for you to connect with the power of manifestation. The third superpower, manifestation. Manifestation is about transforming thoughts into reality. It's aligning your mind, heart, and actions to create the life you desire. While many associate manifestation with positive thinking, it goes far beyond that. It is a powerful and tangible ability, especially when cultivated in solitude. Everything in the universe vibrates, including our thoughts and emotions. When you focus your energy on a specific desire, you create a magnetic field that attracts opportunities, people, and situations aligned with that desire. However, to manifest effectively, it is essential to be in tune with yourself, and it is in solitude that this alignment is achieved. Think of solitude as a space where your mind becomes a creative laboratory. Without external distractions, you can deeply reflect on what you truly want. In those moments, it's not uncommon to realize that many of your dreams aren't really yours but are reflections of other people's expectations. Solitude allows you to reconnect with your authentic desires. A practical example is creating a clear mental picture of what you want. Suppose you dream of a new career. Instead of simply waiting for it to happen, you visualize this new reality in vivid detail: what your work environment will look like, how you'll feel performing your tasks, and even how this change will impact your personal life. Neuroscience studies indicate that visualization activates the same brain areas as real experiences, helping to prepare your mind and body to act toward your goal. However, manifestation is not magic. It requires more than just positive thinking, it demands aligned action. This means taking concrete steps toward your goals. Solitude is crucial in this process because it helps you identify those actions. In the silence, you can hear your intuition, the next superpower, and discern which steps to take. Another essential aspect of manifestation is emotional energy. What you feel while thinking about your desires has a direct impact on the process. Feelings of gratitude, confidence, and enthusiasm elevate your vibration and bring you closer to realization. Conversely, doubts and fears can create resistance. This is why solitude is so transformative. It offers a safe space to face and resolve these emotional blocks. When you manifest consciously, you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the co-creator of your reality. This is the difference between the chosen ones. They understand that the power to create is always in their hands, but it is amplified when they are in alignment with themselves and the universe. But there is a challenge: many people manifest unconsciously, shaping their lives based on fears or limitations. For example, someone who constantly thinks, "I'm unlucky," or "things never work out for me," is, in fact, reinforcing these beliefs through unconscious manifestation. Solitude provides the perfect opportunity to reprogram these patterns and replace them with more empowering beliefs. The practice of manifestation also involves patience. Not everything happens immediately, and this is where many give up. However, the chosen ones know that every step on the path is important, even if the results are not immediately visible. It is in silence that you learn to trust the process, knowing that the universe always responds to the energy you emit. It's also worth remembering that manifestation isn't just about acquiring material things. It's about creating a life that reflects who you truly are. Whether it's a new career opportunity, a meaningful relationship, or simply a state of inner peace, everything begins with a clear intention and the energetic alignment that solitude provides. Answer this in the comments: what are you manifesting right now? Are you aligned with your deepest desires, or are you trapped in beliefs that don't reflect who you truly are? Solitude offers the chance to reset, to choose again, and to create a life that is in total harmony with your essence. And remember, by writing down what you want, you're reinforcing your manifestation. So, how about using this superpower and becoming the co-creator of your reality? The fourth superpower: emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to face and overcome challenges without being defeated by them. It is an essential skill for those who wish to grow and thrive, but few develop it fully. We live in a society that values comfort and distraction, which prevents us from dealing with our emotions healthily. However, in solitude, we are forced to confront what we truly feel, and it is in this confrontation that emotional resilience is born. When you choose to be alone, without external distractions, there is no way to avoid your emotions. Fear, sadness, anger, or anxiety may arise, often intensely. For many, the immediate reaction would be to find ways to escape these sensations. Social media, food, work, and entertainment often become escape valves. But true power lies in staying with these emotions, fully feeling and understanding them. Emotional resilience does not mean the absence of suffering. On the contrary, it is the ability to face suffering without being consumed by it. When you feel sadness, for example, instead of suppressing or ignoring it, you can explore it. Why is it there? What is it trying to tell you? Every emotion carries a message, and solitude is the space where these messages can be deciphered. Studies show that consciously and non-judgmentally feeling emotions reduces their intensity and helps process them more quickly. This happens because, by naming and accepting what you feel, you activate areas of the brain associated with emotional regulation. Over time, this practice builds a kind of emotional immunity. You become less vulnerable to emotional fluctuations and more capable of recovering quickly after difficult moments. Additionally, solitude offers the opportunity to cultivate self-compassion, an essential practice for emotional resilience. Often, we are hard on ourselves, judging our feelings as weakness or failure. But in the quiet, we learn to treat our emotions with kindness, as we would a dear friend. Emotional resilience also strengthens our relationships. When you are capable of handling your own emotions, you become more empathetic and understanding with others. Instead of reacting impulsively to conflicts or difficulties, you respond in a balanced way, contributing to deeper and healthier connections. The fifth superpower: self-mastery. Self-mastery is the superpower that unifies all the others. It is the ability to consciously control your thoughts, emotions, and actions rather than being controlled by them. In a world where most people live on autopilot, impulsively reacting to circumstances, self-mastery becomes a transformative differentiator, and it can only be developed through solitude. In solitude, you have the opportunity to observe yourself with honesty. Without external distractions, it becomes easier to identify patterns of thought and behavior that previously went unnoticed. You begin to notice, for example, how small triggers ignite strong emotions or how certain habits limit your potential. This process of self-perception is the first step towards self-mastery. Imagine being irritated by someone's actions. Instead of reacting immediately, you recognize the emotion and investigate its origin. What is really bothering you? Is it the other person's action or an insecurity of your own? This moment of reflection, learned through solitude, allows you to respond with balance rather than reacting impulsively. Developing self-mastery is like training a muscle. At first, it can be challenging. It's easy to get lost in automatic thoughts or succumb to intense emotions. But with consistent practice, you become increasingly capable of choosing your responses to life. It's not about suppressing what you feel, but about learning to manage your emotions in a healthy way. Science supports this practice. Research shows that activities such as meditation and silent reflection strengthen the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for impulse control and decision-making. This explains why people who dedicate time to introspection often exhibit greater self-control in challenging situations. Self-mastery is also closely tied to purpose. When you have clarity about who you are and what you want, it becomes easier to align your actions with your values. This means living intentionally, choosing what truly matters, and discarding what does not contribute to your journey. However, self-mastery doesn't mean perfection. You will still have moments of doubt, fear, and mistakes. But unlike most, you'll be able to recover quickly, adjust your course, and continue toward your goals. This is what sets apart those who live reactively from those who live with power. Solitude is indispensable in this process because it creates the necessary space for self-knowledge. Without the distractions of the external world, you can explore your deepest motivations, fears, and aspirations. By understanding these aspects, you become the conscious creator of your reality rather than a victim of circumstances. Great spiritual masters have always recognized the importance of self-mastery. Buddha, for example, taught that the mind, when untrained, is like a restless monkey, jumping from thought to thought without direction. The practice of solitude is like training this monkey, teaching it to remain calm and focused. But how can you develop self-mastery in practice? The key lies in small, consistent steps. Set aside moments each day to reflect on your actions and thoughts. Ask yourself, is this aligned with who I want to be? When intense emotions arise, practice pausing. Breathe deeply, observe what you feel, and choose your response. Over time, these practices become habits, and self-mastery shifts from being a conscious effort to becoming second nature. You will begin to realize that you have the power to shape your life, no matter what happens around you. And now I ask you, are you ready to take full control of your mind, emotions, and actions? Because self-mastery is the gateway to true freedom, where you live as a creator and not as a reactor. The role of nature in the journey of solitude. Nature is more than a beautiful setting, it is a powerful ally in the journey of solitude. When you connect with the natural world, something profound happens. The internal noise begins to fade, and the harmony of the external environment reverberates within you. Studies show that spending time in nature reduces cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and increases the sense of well-being. This is because natural environments create the ideal space for introspection and relaxation. A walk through a forest or simply observing the sky can be effective forms of meditation. Nature also teaches valuable lessons about patience and resilience. A tree doesn't grow overnight. A river doesn't give up on crossing mountains. These natural rhythms remind us that personal transformation is also a process that requires time and consistency. Solitude in nature amplifies the superpowers discussed. The stillness of a field or the sound of ocean waves enhances mental clarity, strengthens intuition, and helps align your energy for manifestation. It's as if the universe around you collaborates with your inner growth. You don't need grand adventures to experience this. A local park, a garden, or even an open window facing the starry sky can be enough. The key is to allow yourself to be present and absorb the revitalizing energy nature offers. So why not include moments in nature in your practice of solitude? Because it is there, among the wind, the trees, and the birds, that we often find the peace that the modern world denies us. The path of the chosen ones. Solitude is not a burden but a gift. It is in the silence that you find clarity, hear your intuition, manifest your desires, build emotional resilience, and develop self-mastery. These superpowers not only transform your life but also allow you to be a light for others, an example of balance and strength in an often chaotic world. Great masters and visionaries of the past recognized the transformative power of solitude. They knew that silence is the gateway to inner wisdom, where the superficial dissolves and the essential emerges. Now, you have the same opportunity. But remember, the path of solitude requires courage. Facing your thoughts, emotions, and fears can be challenging. However, it is also profoundly rewarding. By embracing this journey, you will discover that true strength lies not in avoiding challenges but in facing them with courage and compassion for yourself. How can you align all this with your greater purpose, the divine mission that only you can fulfill? In the video, What is Your Divine Mission? The Mystery of the Chosen Ones, you will take the next step in this journey of self-discovery. Don't let this moment of clarity pass you by. Your mission is calling, and this video is the key to unlocking it. The video will appear on your final screen. The choice is yours. Will you continue to be distracted by the noise of the world, or will you accept the call to explore the universe within you? The journey is challenging, but the destination is extraordinary. Everything you seek is already within you, waiting to be discovered in the silence.